So in today's control system lesson, we are going to discuss what is called signal flow graph and how to obtain transfer function using signal flow graph. Okay. Signal flow graphs and Mason's gain. So basically, signal flow graphs consists of branches which represent system transfer functions and nodes that represent signals. For example, say these are a pair of nodes. Okay. So each of these nodes represents some signals. Say for example, I can write this as say R of S. Okay, and this as an output signal C of S. Right. I can connect these with the branches. Okay, and if I mark this as G of S, the gain of this branch, then you can say C of S is nothing but G of S into R of S. Okay, and it has a one-to-one corresponds with the block diagram form. See, something like this. This is a block whose transfer function is G of S, input signal is R of S, and output variable is C of S. Okay, so what is C of S here? It will be G of S into R of S. Likewise, here C of S will be equal to G of S into R of S. Okay, so that's a one-to-one correspondence. So arrowheads represent the block transfer functions. Nodes represent the input signal and output signals respectively. Okay, so that is what's shown here, right? It consists of branches representing system transfer functions and nodes which represent signals. So because of which, if you have a relationship x2 equals gx1, what can you say? Your x1 is the input variable, g1 is the system gain, and x2 is the output variable. That is what is shown here. Fine. Now, see this is another signal flow graph. Okay, node 1, node 2, node 3. R1, R2, and R3 are the input signals. Okay, so R1 is at a gain of G1 of S, R2 is at a gain of minus G2 of S, and R3 is at a gain of G3 of S. So what will be the signal at this point? R1 of S into G1 of S. I can write V of S as R1 of S into G1 of S plus this signal. What is the signal at this point? R2 of S into minus G2 of S. So minus R2 of S into G2 of S. Then what next? Plus R3 of S into G3 of S. That will be the signal at this point, V of S. Okay. Now, what will be C1 of S? C1 of S will be G4 of S into V of S, where V of S is this. Similarly, what is C2 of S? G5 into V of S, where V of S is this thing. Likewise, C3 of S will be what? Minus G6 of S into the input signal at this point, which is this thing. R1 of S minus R1 of S, G1 of S minus R2 of S, G2 of S plus R3 of S, G3 of S. Okay. So that is what was shown here, right? Now, see here the input signal is X. There's a gain of A. This node has a signal Y. This node has a signal Z. Okay. So what will be Y? Y will be equal to A into X. Fine. And what will be Z? Z will be AB into X. Okay. So it can be replaced by a single branch whose gain is AB. It is similar to blocks in cascade. Okay. If this is G1, this is G2, this is R, here you have G1, G2, R, or you have a single block whose transfer function is G1, G2, R. Okay, so this is a one-to-one correspondence, blocks in cascade. So you can say that these are series or cascade. Okay, similarly, what is the signal at this node? It is A into X plus what? B into X. Okay, it means the blocks, it is similar to blocks in parallel. Okay, blocks in parallel, right? So you can replace this entire thing with two nodes whose gain is A plus B, and so on. Now, this is a given signal flow graph. Okay, so you can see that there are many nodes, many signals, gains, etc. Okay, this node is called the input node or source node. Okay, what is an input node or a source node? One which has only outgoing branches. That is what is called an input node. See here, with respect to this node, the signal is outgoing. Say for example, you have a set of nodes like this, A and B. Okay, with respect to node A, the signal is outgoing, and with respect to node B, the signal is incoming. Okay, So an input node or a source node is one which has only outgoing branches. So it has only outgoing branch. Okay, so this is the input node. Output node or sink, it has only incoming branches. Okay, it has only incoming branches. That means this node is an output node or a sink node. All other nodes you can see, they have both incoming and outgoing, all other nodes. Okay, such nodes are called mixed nodes. Okay, and mixed nodes are those which have both incoming and outgoing branches. Now you see path. What do you mean by path? Path means it should start from the input node, proceed in the same direction and reach at the output node. Okay, and it should not touch a node more than once. That is what is called path or a forward path. Okay, a path from the input node to the output node without traversing any node more than once is called a forward path. So you can see here, this is one possible forward path which I'm drawing in yellow. That is one possible forward path. Is there any other possible forward path? Yes, there is one more, which is that the one I'm showing in red. This is another possible forward path. Okay, there are two possible forward paths here, right? So what will be the path gain? Path gain means you simply multiply the gains of the branches of the path. So say if my yellow color one is the first path, I can write path gain P1 as what? G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, G7. G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, G7. G1 means G1 of S. G2 means G2 of S. It is understood. Okay. So this is my first forward path gain, one in yellow. What will be a second forward path gain? G1, G2, G3, G4, G6, G7. G1, G2, G3, G4, G6, G7. Okay. This is what is called path gains. Okay. Product of the branch gains of a path is called path gain. Now what is a loop? Loop means a path which starts and ends at the same node. Okay, a path which starts and ends at the same node is what is called a loop. Okay, so what is path? It should start from a node and end at the output node without touching a node more than once. So a loop means a path which starts from a node and ends at the same node without touching any node more than once. Can you identify one possible loop gain from here? One possible loop is, say, this thing. This is one possible loop. Okay. So what will be the loop gain? Loop gain will be G2 H1. Do we have any other loops? Yes. This is yet another path. Okay. So loop 2, L2 will be what? G4 H2. Any other possible forward path? Any other possible loop? G5 G6. That is not a loop. Why? It starts from here, but it does not end at the same node. Okay, if you try to move in this way, it will cross the node more than once also. Okay, so it should start from a node and end at the same node without crossing a node more than once. Fine. So G6, G5 is not a loop. What about G4, G5, H3? That is a loop. Correct? This thing, G4, G5, and H3. That is another third loop. Okay. So I can write my third loop L3 as G4, G5, and H3. Okay, so there are three possible loop gains. So what is loop gain? Product of the branch gains in a loop is called loop gain. Now, see, this is a loop, one possible loop. This is another possible loop. Do they have any common node? No. So two loops are said to be non-touching if they do not have any node in common. Okay. Two loops are said to be non-touching if they do not have any common node. Fine. Now, so what is our aim? Our aim is to find the ultimate transfer function C of S by R of S. That is what we would like to find. Okay, C of S by R of S. So to find that, we are given a rule called Mason's gain rule. What is that? The closed loop transfer function T of S equals C of S by R of S equals 1 by delta into sigma k equals 1 to n pk delta k. Okay. What is n? N is the number of forward paths. For example, in this example, we had 2 forward paths. So our n is 2. Okay. N is number of forward path. What is pk? Pk is the path gain of the kth forward path. So how many paths do we have here? We had 2 paths. right? P1 and P2, right? So Pk means path gain of the first forward path. P2 means path gain of the second forward path. Okay. So 1 by delta sigma k equal 1 to n Pk delta k. So for this example, what will be the Mason's gain rule? It will be 1 by delta into sigma k equals 1 to 2 Pk delta k. Or it means 1 by delta into Pk delta k, P1 delta 1, 1 by delta into P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2. Okay, for this given example. Fine. We had two paths, P1, P2, and we had 3 loops. Any other loop? Yeah, there is one more loop is there, right? One more loop is there. What is that? As shown here. As shown here, there is one more loop given in yellow color. That is also another loop. Okay. So L4. What is L4? G4, G6, H3. Okay. There are 4 loops and 2 paths. Fine. So it becomes P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2. So what is Pk? Pk is the path gain of the kth forward path. Now what is this delta? Delta means 1 minus sum of all the individual loop gains. Okay, in the previous example we had 4 loops. So delta would be what? 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains. That means L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4. Okay, 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains plus what? Sum of gain product of all possible combination of 2 non-touching loops. Okay, so you have to see whether there are any pair of non-touching loops. Okay, so you have to take the gain product of all such possible combinations. For example, here you see this G2H1, that means L1 and G4H2, L1 and L2, they do not have any common node. So gain product of that means what? So plus L1 into L2. Okay, so sum of gain product of all possible combination of 2 non-touching loops. Now this G2H1 and G4G6H3, that's another possible combination. They are not touching each other. So we can write plus L1 into G4G6H3 is L4. Okay, L1 L4. Then this L1 and this green thing G4 G5H3 L3 L1 and L3, they are also non-touching. So we have considered all possible combinations of 2 non-touching loops. Okay, all possible combination of 2 non-touching loops. What next? Minus sum of gain product of all possible combination of 3 non-touching loops. So here, do we have any possible 3 non-touching loop combination? Is it possible? No. Okay, so remaining term will be 0. Okay, that is what is delta. Now what is delta k? Delta k means delta not touching kth forward path, or I can write like this. What is delta 1? Delta means 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains I can write this as not touching first forward path. Okay, plus what? Plus sum of gain product of all possible combination of 2 non-touching loops. 2 non-touching loops. Okay, not touching first path. Not touching first forward path. And so on. Okay, so delta k means delta that does not touch the kth forward path. Okay, so here how many paths we have? So here we have seen our C of s by R of s will be 1 by delta into P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2. Okay, P1 was this thing, right? So what is delta 1? Delta 1 means 1 minus sum of all loop gains not touching first path. But unfortunately or fortunately, all the loops will touch this first path. So delta 1 becomes 0. Delta 1 becomes 1 minus 0, which is 1. Now what is delta 2? 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains not touching second path. Which is the second path? G1, G2, G3, G4, G6, and G7. Again, all the loops are touching. That means delta 2 is also 1 minus 0, which is equal to 1. So what will be our transfer function? It will be P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 divided by delta. The delta is 1 minus of L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4 plus L1 L2 plus L1 L3 plus L1 L4. Okay. So in this way we can find the transfer function. So let us try one or two questions. Obtain SFG. What is SFG? Signal flow graph. For the system described by the following set of algebraic equations. X2 equals blah blah blah, X3 equal to blah blah blah. You are given with a set of equations. Okay. So first step. So here we are given set of equations, linear equations. Okay. So we have to draw a signal flow graph, construct a signal flow graph out of these equations. Okay. How to do that? First you identify the variables. How many variables do we have here? What are the variables? X1, X3, X4, X5, and X2. Okay, there are total 5 variables. So we must have 5 nodes. Okay, because in signal flow graph, nodes will represent the signals. Right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, mark all the signals. X1, X2, X3, X4, X5. Okay, this is the first step. That is what is shown here. Okay, first you have to identify all the nodes, right? Now we will take each equation one by one. So what is the first equation? X2 equals G12. That's what I have written here. Okay, so we have 5 nodes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X1, X2, X3, X4, and X5. Right. Now what is X2? X2 is a sum of signals from X1, X3, X4, and X5. Okay, at appropriate gains. So there is a signal branch from X1 at a gain of G12. Means what? There must be a signal with a gain of G12 from X1. What next? Plus from X3 at a gain of G32. So from X3 at a gain of G32. What next? From X4 at a gain of G42. From X4 at a gain of G42. And finally from X5 at a gain of G5. Okay, so this equation X2 equals G12 X1 plus blah 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 is satisfied. That is what is shown here. Okay, of course you can draw, you can take all the, you can take, if you want, you can take G32, G42, G52 in the bottom half also. Okay, it's your convenience. Only thing is that signals must remain unaltered. Fine, that is what is shown here. Right, now what next? The second equation X3 equals G23 X2. So this is our thing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, X1, X2, X3, X4, X5. Okay, so what is X2? So what is X3? X3 has a branch from X2 at what gain? At a gain of G23. Okay, at a gain of G23 as shown here. Fine. Next equation X4 equals G34 X3 plus G44 X4. So this is X1, X2, X3, X4, X5. Okay, what is X4? There's a branch from X3 at a gain of G34. Branch from X4 at a gain of X4. What do you mean by that? It means that's a self loop. Okay, arrow may be clockwise or it can be anti-clockwise also. No worries. Okay, this means that at node X4 there is a signal again from X4 at a gain of G44. So this gain is G44. So what is X4? How will you read this? X4 will be G34 into X3 plus G44 into X4. Okay, that is shown here. Fine. Now what next? X5 equal to G35 X3 plus G45 X4. Okay, again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X1, X2, X3, X4, X5. Okay, so what is X5? There has to be a branch from X3 from here at a gain of G35. Okay, so at a gain of G35. Then another branch from X4 at a gain of G45. Okay, so this way that equation is also satisfied as shown. Fine. As I said before, the branch corresponding to x35 may be in the top or maybe it can be in the bottom half. Okay, no worries. Now what next? All these things are to be rejoined in a logical way. Okay, how to do that? I will show you. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, x1, x2, x3, x4, and finally x5. Right? So what is x2? From x1, g12. From x3, g32. From x3, g32. From x4, g42. From x4, g42. And from x5, g52. Okay. Second equation, what is that? x3 equals g23 x2. So x3 equals, there should be a branch from x2 at a gain of g23. Then what is x4? From x3 at a gain of g34 plus g44 x4. So this is g44. Okay. Now last step, g35 x3. g35 x3. That means there should be something like this. g35 x3. Oh, this is x4 branch. Huh? This is g35 x3. Right? So these are the nodes. Huh? Let me put in a different color. These are my nodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the signals at the nodes are x1, x2, x3, x4, and x5. Okay. So we have completed this thing. Now with G then. So what is x5? G35 x3. From x3 we have taken a path with a gain of G35. What next? From x4 at a gain of G45. So this is G45. Okay. And this is what is shown here. Okay. Now where's the output node here? As per definition, what is the definition? As per the definition, output node or a sink is one which has only incoming branch, Okay. But the signal flow graph which we constructed so far doesn't have a node which has only incoming branch. You see, it is both incoming and outgoing. Okay. So just to create an output node, we will add one more node with a gain of 1, like this. Okay. Now this is the output node which has only incoming branch. That is what you are seeing here. Okay. So by adding another node, another branch with a gain of 1, you can create an output node. Okay. So this is the complete signal flow graph. Now how can we find the transfer function for this? Obtain x5 by x1 using Mason's gain rule. Okay. Let us try to find. First we have to identify the forward paths. Okay. So path gains P1, which is that 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 1. Okay. G12, G23, G34, G45 into 1. Any other forward paths? Yes. Which is that G12, 2, 3, 3, 5. Okay. G12, 2, 3, and 3, 5 into 1. Okay. Any other possible forward paths? What is a path? It should start from the input node and end at the same output node without crossing a node more than once. So all possible path gains we are seeing. So from here it is coming back. Here also it's coming back. Here also it's coming back. Go to the next node. Yeah. So G12, 2, 3, 3, 5, 1. That is another second possible forward path. Is 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 1 a path? No. Why? Because this is a self loop. It touches this node more than once if you are traversing through this G44. Okay. So these are the only possible forward paths, and that is what is shown here. Okay. P1 is 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, and P2 is 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 5. Now we have to identify the loop gains. Okay. Obvious, G44 is one possible loop gain. Any other possible loop gain? Yeah, G2332. That like this. This is another possible loop. So G23, G32. Any other possible loop gains? G344535 is not a loop. Okay, because here the arrow is coming back. Then any other possible loop gain? Yes, 233442. Okay, 233442. 233442 is another loop gain. G233442. Okay, any other loop gain? Any other possible loop gain? Try to find 233552. Can you see that? 2335 and 52. That is another possible loop. Okay, so I can write 2335 and G52. Any other loop? Any other loop? Any other loop in this? Yeah. 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 2. Yeah. So you see 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 2. That is another possible loop. Okay. 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 2. That is another possible loop. So L5 is what? I will change the color. What is L5? L5 is G23, G34, G45, and G52. Okay, so we have identified all the paths and all the loops. Any other loops are there possible? Any other loops? No. Okay, so in this particular problem, we have 2 loops and 5. Sorry, we have 2 path gains and 5 loop gains. Okay, so what is Mason's gain rule? X5 by X1 will be what? 1 by delta sigma k equals 1 to n pk delta k. Okay, so what is n here? N is 2. So it means 1 by delta into p1 delta 1 plus p2 delta 2. Okay, so now we have to identify what is delta. How will you find delta? Delta means 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains. So 1 minus of L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4 plus L5. Okay, that is the sum of all the loop gains. Now what next? Plus sum of gain product of all possible combination of 2 non-touching loops. Okay, sum of gain product of all possible combination of 2 non-touching loops. Okay, so we have already identified 5 loops. Are there any possible combination of 2 non-touching loops? Yes, which is that G44 and 2332. That is possible. Okay, so G44 is L3. So I can write L3 into 2332 is L1. So L3 L1. That is one possible gain product of 2 non-touching loops. Any other possible combination? Yes. See, 2 3 3 5 5 2 and G44. So 2 3 3 5. So L5 and L3 plus L3 L5. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Any other possible combination here? Any other possible combination? Just think. Yes. What is that? 2 3 so this is the 2 3 1. This is 2, right? 2 3 3 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 2 3 3 4 4 2 2 3 3 4 4 2. Yeah, that is also there. 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 2 2 3 3 5, right? So I don't think there are any other possible loops. Let me see. Do we have? Yeah, no, only 2 possibilities are there, right? So these are the only 2 possible combinations, right? So 1 minus sum of all loop gains plus sum of gain product of all possible loop, sum of gain product of all possible combination of 2 non-touching loops. Then what next? Minus sum of gain product of all possible combination of three non-touching loops. Do we have three non-touching loops here? Yes, we have 2, 3, 3, 2. This thing. And do we have anything else? No, we don't have. Right? We don't have. Okay, all are touching only. There are no possible three non-touching loop gain product possible. Okay, no three non-touching loop gain product is possible here. So 1 minus 0. So remaining terms will be 0. Okay. So for this particular problem, what is our delta? Delta is 1 minus of L1 plus etc. up to L5 plus L1 L3 plus L3 L5. Okay, that is what is shown here. Right? 1 minus sum of all the loop gains plus sum of gain product of all possible combination of two non-touching loops. Now, what is Jason's main rule in this case? X5 by X1 equals 1 by delta into P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2. So we have identified what is delta. We had found out what is P1 and what is P2. Now, what is delta 1? Delta 1 means 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains not touching first path. Which is the first path? This thing. Okay. So if you see this path, all the loops are touching. That means 1 minus 0, which is 1. Similarly, what is delta 2? 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains not touching second forward path. Which is the second forward path? Second forward path is this. Okay. Do we have any loop which is not touching a second path? Yes. G44 does not touch. So 1 minus G44, which is 1 minus G44. Okay. That is what is shown here. That's how we are getting this. Now what next? Just a substitution. Okay. So P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 divided by delta. This will give you what is X5 by X1. Clear? Let us try one more example. Find y of s by x of s. Okay. So what's the first step? You have to identify all possible forward path gains. P1. Is there any forward path? Yes. 1, 1, G1, G2, G3, 1, 1. 1, 1, G1, G2, G3, 1, 1. Any other possible forward path? Yes. 1, G4, 1. Okay. P2 is 1, G4, 1. Fine. Then any other possible forward path? No. We have considered all the possibilities, right? Now what next? We have to identify the loop gains. Loop gains, L1. First loop, G2 minus H1. So minus G2 H1. Okay. Any other loops? Yes. G1, G2 plus H1. So L2 will be G1, G2, H1. Any other loop? G2, G3 minus H2. Correct. L3 is minus of G2, G3, H2. Any other loops? Do we have any other loops here? No. Right? We have considered all the loops. Okay. So this particular problem has 2 forward paths and 3 loops. Fine. So what will be the Mason's gain rule now? Y of s by r of s or x of s will be what? 1 by delta into P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2. Okay. Now what is delta? Delta means 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains. That means 1 minus L1 plus L2 plus L3. 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains plus sum of gain product of all possible combination of two non-touching loops. Do we have any non-touching loops? No, because for all the loops, this node is common, right? G2 minus H1, G1, G2, H1, and G2, G3, H2. Everywhere this is common. So you will get plus 0. Okay, that is what is shown here. Right? Now, what is delta 1? Delta 1 means 1 minus sum of all loop gains not touching first path. Which is the first path? 1, 1, G1, G2, G3, 1, 1. All the loops are touching, so you get delta 1 as 1. What is delta 2? 1 minus sum of all loop gains not touching second forward path. Which is the second forward path? 1, G4, 1. Okay, so we have gain product of these three. So what do you get? 1 minus L1, L2 plus L1, L3 plus, oh sorry, 1 minus sum of all the loop is not touching. Okay, so 1 minus L1 plus L2 plus L3. Other terms will be 0. Okay, that is what is shown here. Okay, finally, what is the transfer function? P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 whole divided by delta. Okay, are you following me? Let us try one more example. Here, you need not find the transfer function. The question is to identify the loop gains and the path gains. Okay, you have to identify the loop gains and the path gain. Okay, so tell me how many paths are there? Let us start writing each path gain one by one. Path 1. What is the path gain? A321, A32, 43, 54, 65, 76, 1. Okay, so I can write 1, A32, A43, A54, A65, A76 into 1. Okay, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 6, 5, 7, 6 into 1. That is one possible path gain, forward path gain. Next possible path gain, 1, 7, 2, 1, P2. 1, A7, 2, 1. Any other possible forward paths? Yes, which is that 1, A42, 5, 4, 6, 5, 7, 6, 1. 1, A42, A54, A65, A76 into 1. Any other possible forward paths? No. Okay, so in this problem we have 3 forward paths, right? Now let us try to identify the loop gains. L1. What is the first loop gain? A32, A23. A32, A23. L2. What is that? A43, A34. L3. What will you get? A54, A45. L4, A65, A56. L5, A76, A67. L6, A7, oh, L6 we identified. L6 will be A77. A77, right? Any other loop? Any other loop? Is any other loop possible here? See, A42, A34, A43. That's another loop. It starts from this node and ends at the same node without touching a node more than once. Okay. So L7, seventh loop will be what? A42, A34, A23. Okay. Any other loop? Any other loop? See, A42, A42, let me change the color, okay? A42, then what is the next loop? So that we already identified A42, right? Any other loop? Yeah. See, A72, 46, 56, 45, 34, 23. That's another loop. Okay. So L8. What is L8? L8 will be A72, A67, A56, A45, A34, A23. Okay. That is 8th loop. Any other loop? Yeah. 6, 5. 6, 5, 7, 6, 5, 7. That is another possible loop gain. Okay. So L9 will be what? A 6, 5, A 7, 6, and A 5, 7. Okay. Any other possibility? Yes. A72, A57. Yeah. So this possibility is also there. What is that? A72, A57, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3. Okay. So the 10th loop will be what? A72, A57, A45, A34, A23. Okay. So these are the 10 loops in this signal flow graph. So this has got 3 forward path gains and 10 loop gains. Okay. If you miss one of the loop gains, your total transfer function will be wrong. Okay. Let us try one more. So that is what is shown here. Okay. 3 path gains and 10 loop gains. Last example for the day. Obtain C of S by R of S using Mason's gain rule. Okay. Obtain C of S by R of S using Mason's gain rule. Right. So what is the first step? We have to identify the possible path gains. Path gains P1. Are there any possible paths? First of all, yes. What is that? 1, G2, G4, G6, 1. 1, G2, G4, G6, 1. Correct? Any other possible forward path gain? Yes. What is that? 1, G3, G5, G7, 1. 1, G3, G5, G7, 1. Any other possible forward path? 1, G2, G1, G7, 1. 1, G2, G1, G7, 1. So what will be P4? 1, G3, G8, G6, 1. Okay. Any other possible forward paths? Tell me, are there any other possible forward paths? No? Yes, there are. There are 2 more possible forward paths. Which are they? 1, G2, G1, minus H2, G8, G6, 1. Okay? This path, 1, G2, G1, minus H2, G8, G6, 1. That is another possible forward path. Okay. So I can write P5 as 1, G2, G1, minus H2, then G8, G6, 1. Okay. And there will be one more possible forward path. What is that? 1, G3, G8, minus H1, 1, G3, G8, minus H1, G1, G7, 1. All these are products only. Okay. It is a loop gain. Loop gain means product of the branch gains that constitute the loop, that constitute a path. Okay. So these are the path gains. So there are 6 possible forward paths in this particular signal flow graph. Okay. Now what next? We have to identify the loop gains. Which are the loop gains? It is obvious. One is minus G4 into minus H1. G4 into minus H1. Second loop gain, G5 into minus H2. Any other loop? Yes. Which is that other loop? G1 minus H2, G8 minus H1. What is loop? A path which starts and ends at the same node. Okay. So L3 will be what? G1 minus H2, right? G8 minus H1. Okay. So these are the 3 loop gains. Fine. What next? We have to identify. So what will be our Mason's gain rule here? C of S by R of S will be what? 1 by delta into sigma k equals 1 to n. What is n here? N is 6 because 6 forward paths we have. Pk delta k. So this becomes 1 by delta into what? P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 plus P3 delta 3 plus P4 delta 4 plus P5 delta 5 plus P6 delta 6. Okay. So we have identified what P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6 are. That part is done. Now what next? We have to find what is delta and what is delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4, delta 5 and delta 6. What is delta? Delta means 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains. that is given here. Okay, so I can write 1 minus L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus what next? Sum of gain product of all possible combination of two non-touching loops. Do we have a non-touching loop here? Yes, the upper one and the lower one. That means L1 and L2. So gain product of that L1 L2. Are there any other possible combinations? No, because the third loop will be touching. This was the third loop, right? So the third loop will touch the first and the second loops. So we don't have the remaining terms. So delta is this much. Okay. Now what is delta 1? Delta 1 means 1 minus sum of all loop gains not touching first forward path. Which is the first forward path? G2, G4, G6. G2, G4, G6. Do we have any loop which doesn't touch that? G5 minus H2. So 1 minus G5 H2. That is your delta 1. What is delta 2? Delta 2 means 1 minus sum of all loops not touching second forward path. Which is second forward path? 1, G3, G5, G7, 1. So this is not touching that. I can write minus G4, H1. What is delta 3? 1 minus sum of all loops not touching third path. What's the third path? G2, G1, G2, G1, G7. So all the loops are touching. So 1 minus 0, 1. Delta 4, what is that? G3, G8, G6. G3, G8, G6. All the loops are touching. Delta 4 is also 1. What is delta 5? 1 minus loop gains not touching fifth path. Fifth path is G2, G1, this thing. Again, all the loops are touching, either here or there. So delta 5 and delta 6 are all 1. So what will be the total transfer function? It will be C of S by R of S will be what? 1 by delta into sigma k equals 1 to 6 dk delta k. Okay, that is what is shown here. Okay, so this will give you the overall closed loop transfer function. Fine. So in today's lesson, we had seen what is signal flow graph, how to obtain the overall transfer function using Mason's gain rule from a signal flow graph. Okay, so we'll stop here and meet again for a new lesson. Thank you.